In this video, we will go through with Adam, one of our community members in Callisto, on how to refine the Asian Sweep strategy and tweak his risk management style so he's able to make more wins in the market. If you're someone who likes to scalp or do intraday trading, I hope this video gives you value. Let's go.
So it's a trade basically mainly of SMC. Okay, so I saw, let me just move my zoom. Higher time frame is very bullish, right? As you can see here, it's very, very bullish. So just as you mentioned to TJ just now, higher time frame takes priority, right? So this is a trade mainly on the Asian sweep, but I want to see whether I did it right or not. So okay. So for the 1 hour, usually I use like in order to mark the range, right? So I already marked it here. Okay, so I see the range here is entering into the golden zone. But personally, I like to enter a 15-minute to look for fair value gaps. Do you think that is something advisable to do?
Okay, 15-minute fair value gap after it sweeps either the high or the low, is it?
Yeah.
You marked out this from... Oh wait, so this is a back test, is it?
Yeah, this is a trade I took last week.
Okay. So you took a long or short?
I took a long.
Okay, I think that number one is a good idea, right? So now, you're saying that you are waiting for a 15-minute fair value gap once it breaks and it impulses like that.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I think that's fine, right? The strategy that I personally use is something similar, right? Instead of using the 15-minute candles to look for confirmation, because sometimes the 15-minute candle can be huge, right? And the price goes already, right? What I personally do is I go onto the 5-minute time frame or the 3-minute time frame or even the 1-minute time frame. I don't use the 1-minute time frame anymore, but 5-minute time frame is the one I use the most. So I go on the 5-minute time frame, and what I do is I look for that break of structure. It should look something like this. Let me just draw it out. What it should look like is this. So imagine we have below over here, right? And price is approaching like this. Sweeps, right? Okay. So now this is the 5-minute time frame. Okay. On the 15-minute time frame, it looks like one down candle.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm looking for is for price to form a candle here like this. Wick down. Impulse up. Like that. Breaking structure. The next candle. Like that, and we have a fair value gap that caused the break of structure. Would that make sense?
Yeah.
The fair
this is on the 5-minute.
The break of structure. Yes, on the 5-minute. Yes, once this happens, we have a confirmed break of structure with volume. Okay, a fair value gap. When you identify it, right, in this scenario, it gives us indication that look. The bulls are stepping in with volume. That's why it can create a fair value gap. If there is no fair value gap, it shows that the market is crawling towards the upside. And that means there's not much volume. And you don't want to be in a trade when there's no volume. So in this specific scenario, good. We now have a potential entry here, stop loss below here, and target the Asian sweep high. Yeah, so you want to see price come down, tap into it, maybe feel a bit of the fair value gap, and then go up. Like that. Okay? Right. Super clear cut, simple strategy. I'm glad that a lot of you guys here are starting to use these Asian session high and low, but I do note that in the recent 2-3 weeks, you don't see as many trade ideas that come out of, let's say Euro US dollar, Euro US dollar, GP US dollar, GJ, or even gold. Because understand that the past 2 weeks for these pairs, they've been super trending. So once it breaks an Asian high, it continues trending higher. Once it breaks an Asian low, it continues trending lower. So sometimes you don't get to find trades like these on these major pairs, but if you caught it on EuroCAD, which is a cross pair, it's also applicable, right? Because the same strategy applies. There are levels of liquidity, and that's where we want to aim to sweep. Would that make sense?
Yes, it does. Yeah, I mean, you're quite right. I rarely go into the lower time frames, basically 5, 3, or 1. So, but for this one, 15-minute fair value gaps are quite hard to find on this kind of setups, right? However, there was one here, right?
Here.
This fair
Yeah, I
value
see.
gap here, which is exactly where I entered. So,
Okay.
but it's quite rare to find a 15-minute fair value gap when using this strategy, like you said. So for me, I just took, I put the stop loss at this demand zone here. Then I target 1:2, or basically, since it's bullish, so I wanted to target the New York session high, but I don't know, I was quite ambitious.
Okay.
Yeah, so then I just let the trade run basically all the way up. So that's one of the trades that I took last week.
Oh, good stuff. Actually, good stuff. Okay, so it's actually pretty. Okay, given that you took the trade based off the 15-minute time frame, right?
Yeah.
Your stop loss placement, I would say, is actually okay. It varies depending on if you're swinging this towards like really higher time frame or if you're looking to scalp. Okay, the idea of the Asian sweep strategy is actually to scalp because the Asian range is so small. Would that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
So if let's say you took a trade here, right, like at this fair value over here,
Mhm.
and you place your stop loss at this wick, right, you would have broken this high over here, and you have taken partials, SL to break even, and you'll be happy with this move up.
I see.
This is the scalp version of it. Make sense?
Yeah. Makes a lot of
But
sense.
for you, right, what I would really prefer doing, okay, this might be a bit controversial, but I wouldn't just put my stop loss below is, like a 0.75 level.
Yeah.
There is a fair value gap here that hasn't been filled. Right? And where are we and where is it next to? A key level. And on the block.
Yeah.
So if anything, if you want to swing this and target this high over here, you should put your stop loss over here. Below this area here.
So below the order block.
Yes, like that. And then you target the high. Or even higher. Yeah. Like that. That would make more sense to me if you're looking to swing trade. But okay, good. I guess you got lucky, you didn't get stopped out. This candle here was, a pretty nasty one, on the 15-minute time frame. So yeah. So this is basically me trying to correct your idea of the stop loss placement because you basically got the strategy down in the aspect where you're trying to look for confirmations to enter after a sweep.
Mhm.
Right? Now the only thing that you need to fix is your stop loss placement, which is what I've drawn lah. Right? Place it here instead of a level that hasn't been tested before, right? And target the highs because you are bullish. And in order for you to be bullish, you need to constantly break higher highs.
Right.
So this is good
Right.
target.
Okay.
Yeah. Make sense?
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. I just got
Yeah.
one question. I mean, how it's out of the technical side? How important do you guys think having a group is in terms of trading and growing as a trader? Because this strategy, I share this with my group. We analyze it together, and then we decided to take it because everything makes sense. But how important do you think is having a group?
I personally feel that if you're learning, right, especially when you're learning, right, I think William can agree with me on this. It is extremely important that you have a support group of like-minded individuals that are willing and open to learn. Right.
Okay.
Obviously, in your group, you should have a mentor or someone more experienced than you. Right. That can be us, can be me, William, Thomas, whoever whoever you guys think or feel that is credible enough to guide you to be in that group as that figure there. Like, okay, look, this guy knows what he's doing. Let's follow in his footsteps, but tweak it to my own liking. All right.
I see. Yep.
So it is really important because if you are learning alone, right, the amount of time that you take to analyze a chart is greatly increased because you are unsure of the things that you have or you don't have. Like you don't know your confluences well enough. You don't know whether your zones that you draw is correct. And because of that, right, everything that you draw or you analyze, you become unsure of. You're just going off based on, I think this is right. But if you know someone that is already successful in trading, who has succeeded in trading, you can always just send them the chart, like how you can send to us, right? And then we can always just take a look at it and look, okay, look, this is missing this, right? Go and improve on this. Start to identify, let's say, your fair value gap. Start to identify where to put your stop loss properly, where to put your take profit properly. Things like this will help speed up the learning curve and like shorten the learning curve, right? So that you can get to a level where you can start to analyze yourself more efficiently. How long did you join us?
Few months.
Few months, 3-4 months, I say.
Yeah, about 3 months.
Okay. Yeah, so definitely like during this period from like the start to now, it's definitely really, really good to have a community. When I first started out, I didn't have a community, right? All I did was I paid for signals because I was a newbie. I didn't know anything. I paid for signals. I learned from signals. But then after a while, obviously, I didn't get anything out because I didn't learn. All I did was copy, right? So what I did was I went to those chat groups, Then I started to find those individuals that are from Singapore. Then they started to like, one of them DM me. One of them DM me like, hey, look, we have this group. You want to come and learn or not? We learn together. Like it's free. There's no charging. Like that's how we started, and that's how I started to really start to ramp up my learning. I shortened my process. If not, then I wouldn't have been where I am today because it would take me extremely long. Right. So always have someone to talk to when you're trading. Okay. Trading is lonely. Trading is emotionally tiring. Right. Because of the amount of important decisions that you need to make in order to craft a good trade to take. Right. Because of these things, you need to have people around you that are like-minded to help aid you in that both ways. So you learn from them, they learn from you.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
that was quite well said. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Any other
man.
questions?
Thanks. No, I think that'll be all from me.
Okay.
Can?
Thanks for sharing. Thanks, William, for the opportunity. Thanks,
Hey, no
Nick.
worries. No worries, brothers. Yeah, today is basically Nick lah, huh? Y'all haven't really heard his noise lah. So I let him take off. That's why I'm a little bit quiet because I want y'all to listen to Nick and hear Nick's opinion on how he views the market, on his strategy and so on. So I thought to chop. Okay?
All right. Okay.
Can,
Okay
can.
lah.
Thanks,
I
guys.
mean,